Hey everybody, it's Ron at Becoming Enlightened Together. So we're going to do another read. I've been busy last couple of days, so I haven't really had a chance to get to it. So I'm going to do a couple of them today, back to back. So the energy for the overall, in terms of the weekly energy, that which is encompassing everything else, regardless of the reading being positive or negative in its general meaning, is encompassed by that of Kenes. Now, Kenes is in the upright. I have this tattooed on my hand. It's about creativity, inspiration. It's about that light bulb moment going off in your head, knowledge, messages. It talks about technical abilities that a person may have, revelations. Um, it talks about having new strength. It talks about rapport, passion, and sexual lust. So a lot of those things don't seem to be, I guess you can say, related in a lot of ways. But I guess if you really break them down, you're going to see that there is a lot, in terms of, for example, the physical manifestation of sex and everything else, where it starts always in the mind, doesn't it? I mean, you can have a heart for somebody and really love them, but that's not necessary when we're talking about physical interaction. So a lot of it happens in your mind first. Things that you're thinking about, things that you want to explore and envision, you know, and of course that leads to the physical act. So that's kind of where this energy is. Now, in terms of our present energy, what we have is that of Parthro. Now, Parthro too is in the upright, and it talks about games and gaming. It talks about a lot cup or a dice cup or um, games of chance, so to speak. It talks about those things which are hidden. It talks about the occult or occult abilities. Talk about secret matters. Talks about knowledge of one's destiny, um, intuition. Talks about basically being able to see the future, um, things which are feminine, which are often considered to be also mysterious of sorts. The vagina, female fertility. Um, but it also speaks about fellowship, joy, happiness, evolutionary changes. So again, a very, very positive energy. And that's the energy at the present. Now that, in terms of our obstacles and challenges, we have the god Ing or Frey. And Frey is basically, he's the great earth god. So he deals with things which are of masculinity, sexuality, things of that nature in that regard. But in the reverse, what we're talking about is um, basically the marking of beginnings and endings of something. The beginning or ending of a cycle, for example, milestones, completions of something, or something coming full circle, limits. But it can also talk about things such as blindness and even hopelessness in some cases, especially if you're just spinning around in circles over and over and over, repeating cycle after cycle, not learning your lessons. So as you can imagine, that can become quite not just redundant, but monotonous, and even to the point of feeling despair. Like, what's the point? So some people may be indeed in that energy, or at least it's reminding us as a possibility in terms of our obstacles and challenges that, if we don't learn our lessons, that's certainly a distinct possibility for us. Now, in terms of our help and advice, we have Rado in the upright. And basically, we're talking about journeying. So anything to deal with forward momentum or traveling, wagon, carriage, car, vehicle, the wheels on a vehicle of some type. Um, but traveling not just in a physical sense, but also in a shamanic sense. Traveling and journeying um, with our spirit. But it could also talk about going on vacation. It could talk about change of place or setting of some kind. Maybe you're being asked to leave, either for a job or you're being forced to move for whatever reasons. It talks about seeing a larger perspective on something and basically seeing the right move to make, okay, and making it. It talks about the rhythms and the cycles of life, understanding and in going with the flow, not fighting against it. Okay, and finally, in terms of our future outcome for the right now, is that of Gibo. And Gibo is X marks the spot on a treasure map. It's a lucky rune in many cases. It talks again about gifts and gifting, giving, receiving, reciprocity. It talks about either sacrifice or generosity. It talks about all matters in exchange in matters of exchange, I should say, including those of contracts. So somebody may be signing a contract here very, very soon as well. It talks about personal relationships, partnerships, love, and divine unions for those who are out there looking for one, or perhaps you may already be very much involved in one. So it's a very, very positive all-around energy that we're experiencing right now. I'm going to try to do shorter readings, that I can put them into a larger category of shorts. These longer rune readings and stuff like that don't seem to be gathering a whole lot of attention, and I don't do it just for that reason, but I want to be able to reach the people that it's meant to reach. So, but right now the overall energy is good, and even with our obstacles and challenges, it just tells us that basically, if we choose to learn our lessons and understand why things are the way that they are and make whatever proper changes that are necessary in this particular case, we can grow from that and move forward again. So the beginnings and the endings of a cycle kind of a thing. Otherwise, it just repeats over and over and over and over and over. And of course, that is never a happy place for most people to be in. Some people like the, I guess you could say, the familiarity of those things which they enjoy doing or being a part of, even though there may be a lot of melodrama and stuff like that also attached to it. Some people thrive in that area as well. They don't like, I guess you could say, that balanced outlook or way of living, and interacting with other people. Sometimes they need that extreme interaction with people in order to feed, so to speak. And those are the people we need to look out for and avoid, like the plague, once you've discovered that they indeed are energetic vampires, because that is a descriptor of an energetic vampire, by the way. So, but having said all of that, that's what I'm going to leave you with for a 9-minute read. That's pretty short. So, as always, stay victorious. I will see you guys again here very, very soon for another reading. Take care. God bless.